Madden 2018 NFL Simulation. We bring you right back to another edition here on Chargerdude95. Of course, I mentioned that there may be a live stream next week, but I was just in the nick of time to get one going today. I'm glad you're aboard here live on the NFL 2018 Madden live stream. So Patrick Mahomes, who is now the starting quarterback by way of the trade against Alex Smith, he is now the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. And for the Los Angeles Rams, they've had their fair share of changes as well, with Aqib Talib, with Marcus Peters, with a number of other stars on that lineup for the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Rams. Glad you're here with us live, Chargerdude95. Make sure to stay involved with the comments. Make sure to stay involved with all of what's going on Chargerdude95 as the Rams made some big acquisitions. Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib. They got rid of Robert Quinn, Alec Ogletree, and signed Sam Shields. That along with a number of other acquisitions for the LA Rams. And they will host the Chiefs today in a game that is as up-to-date as there possibly is for Madden 2018. I put in all the different transactions and all that you could ask for. This is the Chiefs. This is the Rams in 2018 as it stands right now. And these were two of the best teams in the NFL coming into the year. Make sure to stay involved. Comment about what exactly you're looking for this coming season. In May, it's called May Madness. I'll be doing a 2018 NFL season simulation. So anything that you want to see on there, let me know. We'll get the 12 best teams into the playoffs, simulate it through to see who will win the Super Bowl for this coming year. It should be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see. These two teams will be intriguing in my opinion, but it's more than just that because you're looking at Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes, and for the Los Angeles Rams, their secondary is completely revamped. Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib. That also brings in the question about whether they keep Tremaine Johnson, who appears to be coming out the door. But for the Rams, they have some studs. And many project this to be a team that returns to the NFL playoffs, where they lost to the Atlanta Falcons in the wild card round last year. It's the LA Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs. Glad you're aboard here in the Madden 18 live stream. And these are the up-to-date rosters for the year of 2018. Well, Kansas City, they fell short in the wild card round as well after squandering a double-digit lead to the Indianapolis Colts at home in 2018, or 2017 rather. So these are two clubs that are looking to rebound, and they have a great opportunity to do just that today. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, who also brought in some big-time defenders against the LA Rams, and it's the Chiefs who will receive the ball to begin the first quarter. Glad you're aboard here from the NFL on EA Sports. The kickoff by way of Los Angeles' Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. He sends it deep on an end-over-ender taken by Hill at the 2. He'll cross the 20-yard line and finds a seam out to the 30. Kansas City is now led by quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The second-year man from Texas Tech, he came into the lineup in his only game in mop-up duty, Week 17, with the Chiefs already clinching the playoffs against the Denver Broncos, throwing 22 of 35, 284 yards, and an interception, a QBR of 58. So he did not have the greatest performance, but he had a spectacular preseason. So many expect this to be a seamless transition for any second-year player into the National Football League. First down and 10 with 4 receivers. It's the Chiefs at the 30-yard line going left to right. They begin with a draw. Here's a sweeping Hunt who slips a tackle and motors to the 38-yard line. Kareem Hunt, a talented tailback by way of Toledo, just in his second season in the National Football League as a rookie. He garnered all offensive honors, running for over 1,300 yards with 8 touchdowns on the ground and 3 touchdowns through the air. So this is a very talented running back for the Chiefs, one of the best talented running backs in the NFL, in fact. Play action, Mahomes hit as he throws, he shoots it deep, and that pass is incomplete. but it was right on the money to Tyreek Hill before it was jarred loose by that talented Rams defense. The Chiefs and the Rams, the way things sit right now, are two clubs that may be back in the postseason again. And for Kansas City, it's led by the man in that middle, Kareem Hunt, a third-round pick of a year ago, who is now a member of the Chiefs, or now a member of one of the best young cores in the NFL, in the Kansas City Chiefs, in fact. A 3rd down and 2 out of an I formation. Mahomes calls signals. It's Mahomes off of play action, who is drilled by Connor Barwin, the former Houston Texan linebacker, forces a 3-and-out. And the Chiefs will have to punt. Glad you're aboard. Ricky Entz and the rest of the Madden 18 live stream joining us here on Chargerdude95's YouTube page, the Chiefs and the Rams. In my opinion, nobody's doing it to the level of access as me, as I plan to do throughout the duration of the 2018 offseason, bring you up-to-date news and coverage from around the league as Tavon Austin returns across the 20 and spins to the 28, a return of 12. The Rams are also a revamped group led by quarterback by way of Cal in his 3rd season of the NFL, Jared Goff. 62% completions last year in what was arguably the most improved season for any quarterback in the NFL from year 1 to year 2. He went 0-7 in 2016 and completely changed up the Rams, who went 11-5 and made the playoffs in Jared Goff's sophomore season. Goff with 28 touchdown passes last year as well for the Rams. 1st and 10 here at home, a stretch handoff left. Here's Gurley, who rams into the wall and is taken down after a 1-yard pickup. The Chiefs defense, they will have a tall task today against the Los Angeles Rams. Up front, they have some studs, including left tackle Andrew Whitworth, former Cincinnati Bengal, running back Todd Gurley, and outside in the receiving corps, Robert Woods by way of Buffalo a few years ago, and also the talented Sammy Watkins, 5-year man from Clemson. Rams with their first drive of the ball game. This is the new-look Rams as Jared Goff is in the fold, and also Los Angeles brings back some of their injured players. A play action, here's Goff, who's hit and taken down in a heap by Derek Johnson, the ageless wonder at linebacker for Kansas City. It's a loss of 10 against the Rams. Sean McVay, one of the smart young offensive minds in all of the NFL, early on, his Rams are going backwards. They'll need the 39-yard line to move the chains. Cooper Kupp in the right slot. As Goff looks with a blitz, he sets his feet, he dumps it off. It's caught on a crossing route by Gurley, but he is wrapped up well short. A 7-yard pickup. The Rams, just like the Chiefs, start the ball game with the 3-and-outs. Kansas City, they'll return here. They went 10-6 a year ago. 3 straight playoff appearances under head coach Andy Reid, including 2 straight AFC West division titles. And they look to yet again get off to a great start. Chiefs against the Rams here. Johnny Hecker sends it deep, a bit of a knuckleball end over end, a sky-high punt, fielded by Hill at the 19, and he is stacked up at the 25. Some may wonder exactly why I'm continuing these live streams, and I expect to do another one in the coming few days. But I plan on doing in May, it's called May Madness, a series of simulating the 2018 playoffs as the rosters will stand immediately following the 2018 draft. So it'll be interesting to see through the simulation exactly where these teams will end up and who wins the Super Bowl. Deep drop, Mahomes flips it left. It's caught helmet high by Hunt, who gets upended quickly. It's a 1-yard gain for the dynamic Kareem Hunt. The Los Angeles defense, they've got some studs up front, a group that gave up less than 21 points a game. Of course, Aaron Donald, one of the great D linemen in football. Barwin, Barham, Akam, and also number 54 for the Rams at linebacker, Bryce Hager. The front 7 is very talented for Los Angeles, but they just revamped the back end as they acquired by way of trade Marcus Peters along with cornerback Aqib Talib, who you will see in this game today. The Rams got rid of Robert Quinn and Alec Ogletree by way of a trade, but added Sam Shields. Mahomes shoots it deep. It's over the outstretched arms of tight end Travis Kelce. On the coverage was Tremaine Johnson. He has not been let go from the Rams yet, but I will remove him from the rosters in time for the season simulation series that will do in May, if indeed he gets let go or traded. 3rd down and 9. Rams with press coverage and 4 receivers for Kansas City as they need the 36. Neither club with a first down today as Mahomes fires it deep. It's caught on the run by Conley as he takes it down to the 47-yard line. A gain of 21 to Chris Conley, the chief fourth-year pro by way of Georgia. He had a quiet 2017 season, but makes a big catch here to pick up the first down. The tackle by number 43, John Johnson. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Kansas City, their new-look roster, they have some players back in the lineup who suffered injuries. Spencer Ware, the running back, is one of them, but Hunt is the deep back. Mahomes a deep drop, fires over the middle, caught on the run by Kelce, and the tight end takes a tumble to the Rams 33. It's a 10-yard catch after the run, 21 yards total for Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends in football, with another Kansas City first down. Glad you're aboard here on the Madden 18 live stream. The Chiefs and the Rams are 2 of the best young football teams in the NFL. The Rams, on offense at least, they started multiple rookies as Hunt is stacked up by Aaron Donald to run for no gain. The Chiefs and the Rams, they played numerous rookies and second-year players. My early thoughts about these 2 rosters is that the Chiefs and the Rams, while both of them by this point won't be surprising the league by winning a bunch of games, these 2 clubs are dark horses for conference championship runs. Yes, Mahomes unloads it over in the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And he is taken down at the 34-yard line. The young Patrick Mahomes makes a mistake early here first quarter as the Rams take over. It was a promising drive for the Chiefs as they drove from their own 30 to the Rams 34. They were in scoring range there. And instead, Los Angeles takes over the football. First turnover of the ball game in favor of the home team, the Los Angeles Rams. A team which started red hot to the year but faltered down the stretch. It's a straight-ahead handoff. Gurley, a big run across the 40, and he surges over left guard to the 44. First down, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley. I was questioning this man earlier in his career, a first-round pick from Georgia. He had arguably one of the 2 most unproductive seasons for a Ram running back in recent memory, and this includes Marshall Faulk, who is a member of the Rams, but he has completely turned around his career and now is one of the best young players in football. He cuts to the left, and this time he's smothered for a loss against this talented Chiefs defense. Number 20, Steven Nelson, the 4-year cornerback from Oregon State, on the tackle for Kansas City. 1:22 remaining opening quarter from beautiful Los Angeles, California, as the Rams and the Chiefs remain scoreless. So for Kansas City, they have some interesting moves to be made during this free agency period. A stretch handoff here is Tavon Austin, and he runs out of bounds for a 2-yard loss. That'll set up 3rd and 15. Now for the Chiefs, of course, Patrick Mahomes appears to be their quarterback of the immediate future, but there are some free agents to be for the Chiefs on the defensive end, and of course one of them includes Philip Gaines, along with at linebacker, you've got some very aging players in Tamba Ali and Derek Johnson, who I'm sure wants to continue to get paid. Goff scrambles, throws over the middle, is caught by a leaping Austin, who shakes one tackle, but is brought down short of the first. Terrence Mitchell, the tackle for Kansas City. As both teams, it's been a battle of field position, have been unable to get much offensive mojo going in the first quarter of this ball game. Johnny Hecker is set to punt for Los Angeles, the 7-year man from Oregon State. He stands at his own 34 on the right hash. Kansas City pressing up on the outside. Hecker sends it deep, angled towards the left boundary. It's wobbling, it's sailing, and it's down at the 9. What a punt for Hecker of 42 yards, a Coffin corner effort for Hecker. And with no return, Kansas City takes over at their own 9-yard line. Again, the battle of field position continues here from Los Angeles. Hard to believe these two offenses, who average 30 points a game and 26 points a game, have been held scoreless. First down and 10 from the 9-yard line, the crowd on its feet. Rams with a 3-4 look on defense. Stretch handoff right. Here's Hunt with a downfield block, but he can't get out of the outstretched arms of the linebacker. After a gain of 7, it's Mark Barron on the tackle on what appears to be the final play of the first quarter here from Los Angeles. In the beautiful city in Southern California, the Rams at home. It's been a defensive effort for both teams, including LA, as we are scoreless at the end of one. Glad you're aboard here on the Madden 18 live stream. More details about upcoming series for Chargerdude95 I will disclose throughout the duration of this live stream, so I'm certainly glad that you're aboard today. I have a few ideas to mention throughout this live stream, and I'm sure I'll mention it across others, but this one in particular, as it's fresh in the mind, along with what I might be doing next year. It's a special 100th season of the NFL, and there may be something in store. Mahomes throws over the middle, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Albert Wilson. And Kansas City has a 3rd down and 3 against the defense of the Rams that's been putting on a clinic in the first half of this game. Kansas City, many question the offense when it comes to scoring in important parts of the game. The Chiefs, they did have some big playmakers, but for the Chiefs, they quietly were one of the best offenses in the NFL, averaging 26 points and over 375 yards per game, both ranked top 6. Mahomes is in trouble. He scrambles right. He's bumped and taken down near the line. They will mark him short. The tackle by, yet again, number 90 for the Rams. That is Michael Brockers. And the Chiefs will have to punt. It was a 3-and-out again for Kansas City. These two defenses are having incredible performances in the opening half. As KC brings out Dustin Colquitt, in my opinion, still one of the best punters in the NFL. A 14-year pro from Texas sends it deep, a southpaw with an end-over-end punt to the 40, and taken on a hop here is Austin up for 35. He slipped the tackle, then is spilled at the 41-yard line of return of 6. 6:21 remaining first half from Los Angeles. We are still scoreless, but Goff and company has great starting field position to begin this drive in a game where the Rams, they've had some missed opportunities today. A long drive engineered by Goff and the Rams, ending with an interception thrown. And now the Rams have an opportunity to counter. 1st and 10 with 3 tight ends in the ballgame. Goff turns, fakes the handoff, scrambles left. He's in trouble, rolls to his left, is hit and brought for a loss. Benny Logan with the takedown, and a loss of 4 against the Rams. The 6-year DN from LSU. And neither of these offenses can get much mojo going today. This has really been an ugly performance for Goff and company, along with Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Under 100 yards from scrimmage total. Rams with 1 yard passing. Deep drop for Goff. He flips it short and sails the ball over the outstretched arms of his tight end as the pass is incomplete, intended for Gerald Everett. So this offense, the Los Angeles Rams, this is a big play offense waiting to happen. They have some speedsters on the outside. Sammy Watkins and Tavon Austin are 2 of the most explosive receivers in the NFL. 3rd and 14, we'll see if they can get open. Deep drop, Goff sets up the screen, caught by Gurley. He has room to the 40, but is wrapped up short. A gain of 6 from Goff to Gurley, and Los Angeles has to punt again. So I believe this is a good time to mention some of the upcoming video series that I will be doing. Again, glad you're aboard. Chargerdude95 live stream. This is the most up-to-date rosters as it stands today, with Aqib Talib, with Marcus Peters, with David Amerson, and all the big trades. Alex Smith out of Kansas City, and good stuff as this punt is in the end zone for a touchback. And all the good trades in the NFL, that has been assessed to these rosters today, the Chiefs and the Rams. So as far as what's going on this coming year for Chargerdude95, first of all, in May, I'm going to call it May Madness. I will simulate the 2018 NFL postseason, all of the exciting playoff action I will have on tap in a video series. And yes, I will do it start to finish as Mahomes fires over the middle, caught helmet high by Kelsey, who turns the corner. And as the Chiefs first down, Mahomes, 54 yards passing, does have the interception on his ledger, but he looks to give the Chiefs their first points of the game. Brockers on the tackle. So that will be coming up in May. And then following that series, I'm not sure what I will do during the football and basketball season, but I certainly think that I may not be doing much as Mahomes dumps it off right. It's caught on a tunnel screen. Wilson explodes down the field to the 40, a yard away from another Chiefs first down. As far as the next offseason, 2019, by the way, will be the 100th season of the National Football League. And I plan on doing something special before then because I'm talking with several folks throughout the Dream Season Football League and beyond here on Chargerdude95, and I think it would be special as Hunt picks up the first down on a straight ahead give of 3. I think it would almost be sacrilegious to not at least consider having a season just like the DSFL 1 where I bring back the greatest teams in NFL history, such as we saw the 76 Oakland Raiders win it with George Atkinson with Kenny Stabler, as Hunt is taken down for a loss, spilled by Michael Brockers again. And the Chiefs seem to be going nowhere running the football today. Hunt 5 carries for 17 yards. So the 76 Raiders, the 85 Bears with Singletary and Ditka and all of them made the Super Bowl of the DSFL 1, but there were some other intriguing football teams that didn't make it. Maybe the 07 Patriots. Mahomes fires quickly, caught by Kelsey, who turns the corner, then is walloped at the 48-yard line, a catch and run of 10 on his third catch of the opening half. The DSFL Dream Season, but when it comes to revamping that, I believe I'm thinking about just tossing around different Madden video games that I'll use, and I'd love to hear some of the thoughts about what people are looking for. And I'll mention this again as Mahomes looks to throw. Off of play action, rolls right. He'll tuck it and run. He's being chased. Gets the first down to the 40 and races out to the 37-yard line. A gain of 10 for the Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. This is why the Chiefs got rid of Alex Smith. The talents of this man, Mahomes, in his second season out of Texas Tech. Not only is he a dangerous runner, he led the FBS in passing in his final college season at Texas Tech, including an FBS record of 819 all-purpose yards in a game against Oklahoma. Early movement and a false start against Kansas City. Back him up 5. So we are scoreless here in the opening half. If you've missed it, Mahomes intercepted early in the first half to Mark Barron. But other than that, the big excitement has been a game full of punts and full of offensive miscues. We have seen sacks, we have seen big defensive plays, but really nothing much to speak of on the offensive end as we are still scoreless. 4 receivers in the ball game, including Albert Wilson solo to the right on a 1st and 15. Mahomes takes a helmet high snap, hands it. Here's Hunt. He finds a crease to the 40 and motors to the 35. A gain of 7 for Kareem Hunt over the left tackle. And the Chiefs, they're inching closer to scoring range currently at the Los Angeles 35-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go opening half as we are still scoreless between the Rams and the Chiefs. 2nd and 8. Kansas City averaging 26 points a game this year, yet to score today. 2 tight ends in the ball game against the Ram 5-man fronts. A handoff to Ware. He's got the first down. And Spencer Ware is taken down at the 24. He missed almost all of last season. In fact, no, the entire season with a knee that ran for nearly 1,000 yards 2 years ago with 3 touchdowns. So this is a talented running back to join Kareem Hunt, along with a Charkandrick West and Anthony Sherman at fullback. 2-minute warning here from Los Angeles, California. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts, as we are still scoreless in the opening half of this game. Glad you're aboard the Madden 18 live stream. I will continue details about that intriguing 100th NFL season edition all-time greatest seasons. But first, let's take a look at this Chiefs drive. From the 24-yard line right hash, quick drop. Mahomes unloads it left. It's caught but out of bounds. Incomplete. Jermaine Johnson, one of those Rams defenders who many anticipate to be out the door. He was on the quick coverage right side. As the Rams have already acquired by way of trade Marcus Peters at corner, former Chief, in fact, and also cornerback Aqib Talib of the Denver Broncos, as the Chiefs get stronger on defense in the AFC West, and their division rivals get worse. 2nd and 10. Mahomes a handoff. Here's Hunt to the 20. He loses the football, but the Chiefs recover. It was Mark Barron who jarred it loose, as you see him fly into the picture there and force the fumble of Kareem Hunt. Mark Barron coming full steam ahead after the tailback, and luckily for Kansas City, they don't turn it over. 3rd and 5. The Chiefs, one of the best third down teams in football last year. Kansas City, they used that success to jump out to a great start last year. They look to beat the Rams in this game. 3rd and 5, they'll need the 14. Mahomes a deep drop. He looks, he throws. It's caught over the middle by a diving Albert Wilson, but he is taken down inches short. That is a crushing tackle against the Chiefs. They've had by far and away their best drive of the ball game brewing here, but now the Rams, it looks like they may get the football back with 1:23 to go in the half. That's a big break for the home team here. The Rams in their whites and the Chiefs in their reds with white bottoms. So 4th and 1, Kansas City to bring out kicker Harrison Butker, one of the best rookie kickers in NFL recent history, really. I mean, his numbers were just incredible. A former 7th-round pick of Carolina before getting traded to Kansas City. This is a 32-yard listed attempt out of the hold from Quentin Bray. The kick is right down Broadway. The kick is good, and the Chiefs score the game's first points. 1:19 to go opening half. Kansas City with a 3-0 lead in a live stream where I am continuing to disclose some of the details of what's coming up in the NFL season and about what's going on in Chargerdude95's offseason and exactly what I will bring to you over the next few months, such as Made Madness, such as other cool, interesting videos about sports and just all the important stuff in life. Harrison Buckner to kick off. Back deep to receive, Tavon Austin. Glad you're aboard here at Chargerdude95 live stream. Here's Bucker who approaches and belts away the kickoff. It sails end over end, taking up the 5. Here's Austin, the left hash, with a convoy. He reaches the 20, slips one tackle, and Tavon Austin is brought to a halt at the 30, a return of 26. 1:15 left to go opening half. A good look at the Rams' 2-minute drill as Los Angeles trails 3-0 to Kansas City here at home. Jared Goff went 0-7 in 2016 with more interceptions than touchdowns, then threw for 23 more touchdowns last year. All right, Jared Goff, he had an incredible comeback season. From the 30, he stands in the shotgun set, looking over 3-4, a blitz, he fires quickly, and it's incomplete on a quick hitch route, intended for tailback Todd Gurley. 1:13 to go, opening half. The Rams looking to drive down the field quickly. They do have 2 timeouts in their back pocket as well. The Rams, they led the league in scoring last year, 30 points per game, the Los Angeles Rams, but they are still held scoreless down the stretch of this opening half. Chiefs with a 3-3-5. Goff a deep drop, hit as he throws, and he dumps it down to Gurley, who is wrapped up for a loss. And now Reed has got something up his sleeve as he uses a timeout. Their first of the opening half. Eric Berry with the tackle. And that brings up another intriguing point. Eric Berry, the safety of the Chiefs, who tore his Achilles the first game of last year before having an incredible comeback season in 2016. He may win Comeback Player of the Year in 2018. He leads the Chiefs secondary, the 9-year safety from Tennessee. He should be one of those feel-good stories, as he has had to come back from injury after injury, but has still remained one of the best safeties in football. 3rd and 13, his Chiefs looking to buckle down here as Goff turns, hands it to Gurley, and he is taken down swiftly. It's a loss of 2 against Todd Gurley and the Rams. The Chiefs have one timeout left and 1:05 to go in the opening half. We'll get another quick look of Patrick Mahomes and what he can do in a 2-minute drill here from Los Angeles as we see a sellout crowd from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Rams are set to bring in, debuting their new stadium, not this season, but next, or even 2020. I believe it's actually 2020. Patrick Mahomes waiting patiently on the sideline. He engineered another terrific drive against this Rams defense, which is revamped but very talented, with Marcus Peters manning one of the cornerback spots and Aqib Talib the other. We haven't heard much of either of those players today, as the Rams bring in Johnny Hekker, the 7-year man from Oregon State. Sends it deep on a towering punt. It sails to the 11. Hill brings it back. He springs left and then is wrapped up in the open field. What a tackle made by number 23, 23, Nickel Roby Coleman. And that's where the Chiefs will take over. They lead 3-0, 55 seconds remaining in the opening half. Kansas City, led by head coach Andy Reid, in his 6th season with the team and 20th overall, the longtime great coach of Philadelphia. He waits on from the sideline. Chiefs at their own 20 on the left hash. Mahomes looks over a nickel, takes the snap, drops 7 steps. He looks, he's under pressure, he throws high over the outstretched arms of a leaping Kareem Hunt. Incomplete. And the Chiefs are running short on time here. Both quarterbacks against these defenses, well, they have just had no rhythm today. Mahomes already intercepted once. That was another interception from Mark Barron, the same man who picked him off earlier in the first half. 2nd and 10 with a 2-by-2. Another nickel put on by the Rams, who rush 4. Mahomes scrambles right. He finds a crease and is cut down by Barron after a 7-yard gain. And the Chiefs appear to be slowing things down here as we are wrapping up the first half from Los Angeles. 37 seconds remaining in the second quarter, a 3rd and 3 for the Chiefs. And you would have to believe, if the Chiefs do pick up a first down here, that they will go no huddle. All alone to the right is Chris Conley, the 4-man receiver from Georgia. 2 receivers left. Mahomes a deep drop. He looks, he unloads it over the middle, caught by Hunt to the 40, and he races down the field to the 46. A catch and run of 19 to the dangerous Kareem Hunt, the former 3rd-round pick from Toledo. And the Chiefs are all out of timeouts. His production last year, Kareem Hunt, the Chief tailback, was just astonishing, where he ran for 1,327 yards and caught 455 yards worth of passes with 11 total touchdowns. Those are some dizzying numbers as the Chiefs lead 3-0, and he just caught another big pass as Kansas City. It's an outside shot, but they do have a chance for more points here before the half as they break the huddle at their own 46. 3 receivers in the ball game, with Tyreek Hill singled up to the left against the press coverage of the Rams' nickel defense. Mahomes takes a shotgun snap. He looks to throw. He rolls left. He's in trouble, loses it, and it's recovered by the Rams. Abucom with the takedown. That may be a half sack on Abucom. And the Rams recover at the 34. Los Angeles with 2 timeouts. They have a chance to maybe tie this game or even take the lead. It was Abucom who ripped it free, the 2nd-year linebacker from Eastern Washington. He went to the same school as star wideout Cooper Kupp of the Rams. Eastern Washington out of the Big Sky Conference in the FCS. I'm describing all this because I love the Big Sky Conference. But more than anything, these Rams, here's Goff, a chance to take the lead. He shoots it deep. The pass is caught by a streaking Robert Woods, but he was out of bounds. 4 seconds left in the opening half. Glad you're aboard, Gavin Hill, and the rest of the Madden 18 live stream guests. Glad you're with us here this afternoon. The Rams and the Chiefs, these are the way these 2 rosters look right now. The field goal unit is on by Greg Zuerlein, the 7-year kicker from Missouri Western State. 51-yard attempt. The kick by Zuerlein is no good. He missed it just short, and that'll conclude the first half. 2 quarters of defense and of special teams as Kansas City leads on the road 3-0. We're at the end of the first half here from Los Angeles, California. A sellout crowd from the Coliseum as the Rams are down by a field goal at home This is the NFL Chargerdude95 live stream. All right, those numbers just dreadful for the Rams. 9 yards of offense, but their defense has made some big plays today with 2 takeaways. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights as Patrick Mahomes, he had a pretty solid performance through the first 2 quarters of this game. 8 of 14, 97 yards. Did throw the interception to Mark Barron, but the Chiefs have had some good offensive numbers. That's the interception. Mark Barron, the linebacker for the Rams, by way of Alabama. 3 picks all of last year. After a Chief field goal and some more punts and bad offensive sets for the Rams throughout the duration of that first half. Now they will receive the ball to set up the third quarter as Kansas City leads 3-0. I have some video details to disclose. I will mention them here in the third quarter. A special series that I am brewing in May, along with the potential series that I am putting together next season. And all of my Chargerdude95 fans can get involved. And even furthermore, when it comes to the way these rosters are set up, there may even be some inputs about what people believe. And I'd love to hear comments about what exactly they want to see for this year and what they believe is realistic. From the goal line, here's Watkins. He returns to the convoy across the 20 and cuts left to the 27-yard line. The tackle by Terrence Mitchell. So that's how the third quarter gets started. The Rams will begin this drive at their own 27-yard line. 9 yards of offense for the Rams in that first half. Just dreadful numbers through the first 2 quarters of this game for the Rams, but they only trail by a field goal. So there's a silver lining for Los Angeles as they begin this next drive at their own 27 of the right hash, 5 yards rushing and 4 yards passing for the Rams. Pistol formation, a straight-ahead handoff. Here's Gurley, who breaks one loose to the 40 and shimmies to the 44-yard line. A run of 17 for Todd Gurley. Ironically, he has been a bright spot for the Rams, but they have been unable to protect the passer, Jared Goff, and have been very one-dimensional today. Gurley, 5 carries, that's it, for 24 yards. First down, Los Angeles, as the Rams are knocking on the door near the 50. They trail Kansas City 3-0 here at home. Offset eye, a run to the left. Here's Gurley, and he is wrapped up at the line. May have even lost a yard. Second down coming up. The Chiefs, along with the Rams, a revamped roster. This is going to be a year where the Chiefs and the Rams expect to be 2 of the best teams in football with how young they were a year ago and the playoff failures that they experienced. I expect this to be a year where the Chiefs and the Rams may both be division champions and have a nice little playoff run. 2nd and 11. He fires left. Goff makes, throws to a diving Cooper Kupp, and that's near a first down. His first catch of the ball game, a gain of 6. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Chargerdude95 live stream. I have some video details to disclose. I will mention after this play. First, it's a 3rd down and 5 for the Los Angeles Rams. Off the throw. He fires right. It's caught by Reynolds, and he is spilled at the 44-yard line. First down, Los Angeles. Rams are threatening to take the lead. So here's the big differences that are going on throughout the Chargerdude95 offseason. Because I'm a play-by-play broadcaster myself. I do a number of jobs throughout the regular season for football and for college basketball. This year, I have been scot-free in terms of obligations for the baseball season of college and also the offseason. Here's a draw to Austin, and he is tripped up at the line, and we do have an injury on the field. That's Tavon Austin, the dangerous receiver from West Virginia. He's down and hurts, and the Rams will pause the clock. 5:13 to go in the third. So this coming May, it's called May Madness. I'm going to break down all of the different rosters and going to have a cool video series. So it's called May Madness. It's going to simulate the upcoming playoffs for the 2018 season with the way the rosters are going to look for the regular year and for the playoffs. So You add in with the Chiefs, they're going to have Patrick Mahomes now. The Rams, they're going to add in Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib. Already put those in. And Gavin, thank you for the other updates. Yes, Sam Shields is now a member of the Los Angeles Rams as Goff looks to throw. He shoots it deep. It's caught by a diving Higbee, who was dropped to the 26-yard line. Injuries galore on this drive as the Rams move the chains again. Jared Goff, over this 2-minute stretch, he has just been sitting in the pocket, checking his Facebook, checking his timelines. He has sipped a cup of coffee. That offensive line has really put on a clinic on this possession, and the Rams are quickly moving the ball down the field. So the big storylines from across the NFL as well, as Gavin mentions, Tyrod Taylor and Jarvis Landry, one of 3 different trades the Browns made yesterday, and then just earlier today, they made another big acquisition where they got rid of a defensive tackle for a 3rd-round pick. 1st and 10, it's a straight-ahead handoff. Here's Gurley over right guard, and he's tripped up after a pickup of 3. So this May, going to simulate all the up-to-date rosters for the 2018 season. And then what I'm currently brewing, I'm tossing around this idea right now, plenty of time to figure it out. For next spring and summer, that will be previewing the 100th season of the NFL. I'm thinking about doing a battle between all the best teams that have ever played for a single season of the NFL, as Goff is drilled, rushing around the edge, is comeback player of the year of 2 seasons ago, safety Eric Berry, who missed all last year with a torn Achilles, and he appears to be back. 3rd and 14 coming up. The greatest teams in the NFL. So that great Niners team with Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. How about the Patriots? You can add in anyone under Bill Belichick. The Eagles of this past year, are they one of the best teams of all time? There's a number of great teams as Goff shoots it deep. It's caught by Wood to the 10, and he takes a tumble to the 7. Now that's an idea I'm tossing around. A game of 23, in fact. And the Rams have a chance to take the lead. So I'm just tossing it around. And throughout this season, I'll ask for input, what the fans want, what the viewers want, because I want this to be for the next 15, 18 months, an experience for everybody here. I'm glad to bring you an experience unlike any other on YouTube. As Goff throws, it's intercepted. Picked off by Fuller, who they traded for in favor of Alex Smith. And the Chiefs take over with a 3-0 lead. So that was one of the big trades for Kansas City during this offseason, as they got rid of Alex Smith in exchange for Washington's cornerback, Kendall Fuller. And then, of course, they got rid of Marcus Peters. Peters made big plays like that, but the difference is Fuller, a bit younger, doesn't have the big mouth off the field. As the Chiefs lead 3-0. So, glad you're aboard. I believe, now I'm not certain on this, but I believe across YouTube, folks aren't making live streams like this, and folks aren't going to make an entire series about the upcoming year like this. 1st and 10, Mahomes rolls to the right, he'll tuck it and run, he's across the 20, and slides to the 28-yard line. So we're less than 2 months removed, a month and a half, from the debut of May Madness, which is going to simulate all of the teams that are going to be looked like in the 2018 year, all the different teams matching up for the right to win Super Bowl 53. Who's going to win it? And I'm just going to tell you this. I understand the Patriots are a dynasty, but I don't even think they're going to make the Super Bowl, which is something, as the first down is picked up by Kelsey on a gain of 3 for Mahomes. The offense, as we see on the bottom ticker, for folks just joining us, you haven't missed much. As Kansas City leads 3-0, we have seen 3 different turnovers today, 2 interceptions, and also a fumble. As far as some of the ideas tossed around for a dream season, as much as I love college football, I'm a big Alabama guy myself. I'm not even from the South. Of course, I did visit the South and did some broadcast work for the South for a couple years for a big Division I school in Florida, which was pretty awesome. It was an amazing experience to get better as an announcer and just experiencing what it's like to be out on my own and all that good stuff. But when it comes to Alabama, they're the cream of the cream. They're just the absolute dynasty of college football right now. And I love how every year people are talking about Nick Saban, the head coach. He is overrated. His defense stinks. I don't know how he's going to play this year, how the Tide are going to play this year because, well, they're moving on from so many players. Their quarterback isn't NFL caliber, but they just keep winning. So I need the fans to realize that this system works and Saban's pretty darn good and maybe the best head coach of all time, as Kansas City leads 3-0 here. But as far as doing a dream season league, as I wrap around on my point of college football, as much as I'd love to do it, and I might do a short series on it, because I'd love to have the fans happy, as far as doing a lengthy series on it, I don't think it would garner the type of viewership that the NFL dream season would. But I'd love to think about it because, I mean, obviously, college football is a big deal itself. And with the college football playoff, every year it's a great time of the year to see teams like Bama and Auburn. It'd probably be SEC dominated having a dream season, and some of the best clubs across the league. I loved when USC made their run with Reggie Bush and company. Mahomes tucks in and runs along the left sideline as he slowly crawls to the 35-yard line. The tackle made for the Rams in the secondary by Nikel Roby-Coleman, his second tackle of the game. So I'd love to get additional thoughts. I mean, what exactly do you folks want to have under a series? What I'm definitely doing this coming May, less than 2 months rather, from it being debuted, May Madness, where I'm simulating, as we see a false start of the offense, simulating all these rosters and how they will look for the coming 2018 regular, postseason, and also the Super Bowl. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? There's no disclosure. This is no hint. There's no spoiler alert that I'm mentioning here. But I just believe, I got a gut feeling, the Patriots aren't going to go back to the Super Bowl. And the Eagles, I don't think, will either. I think it'll be two new teams for the Super Bowl. My early gut feeling, just guts. I'm digging inside. I just believe it's time for, as Mahomes fires to Kelsey, who's got another first down, a gain of 10. Out of the AFC, Pittsburgh is just too talented to not make it again. They're just way too talented. And they have been heartbroken too many times for them to just sit down. It's not like the Steelers have lost a bunch of talent. I've looked at this entire transaction list, and our own Adam Schefter, like Gavin Hill, may have a comment on the Steelers, as Hunt is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. 8 carries, 29 yards. Both offenses have been sputtering today, as that might be the final play of the third. But I just feel like the Steelers are going to make it to the postseason and going to go to the Super Bowl. And out of the NFC, it's just really, it's every year it's almost a toss-up out of the NFC. I think the Steelers in Super Bowl 53 will battle the Green Bay Packers. And the Saints also have a very good chance of finalizing what they couldn't do last year. But with Aaron Rodgers, they do have a load of cap space, so I think the Packers certainly have an ample opportunity to make some moves. Aaron Rodgers just elevates even the most average of rosters, and I just think that they're just too fired up about missing the postseason entirely. I think the Steelers and the Packers are going to Super Bowl 53, but there's no spoiler alert there, as a gut runner's to Hunt, and he's taken down for a loss. I'm not simulating any of the games until after the draft, because that's when we get the most accurate rosters, and then it will be frantic May Madness from there as we simulate the entire regular and postseason, along with the Super Bowl 53. Who's going to win the Super Bowl, you'll know before the real season or even the preseason even starts. So it's going to be hectic. 3rd and 13 with 3 receivers. Mahomes a deep drop. He's hit as he throws. Caught by Hunt, who turns the corner and is ripped down at the 27-yard line. I'd love to hear what you folks think is going to be the Super Bowl in the next 10 months. Chiefs with a 3-0 lead. Kansas City, for as good as they are, I just don't believe that they will make the Super Bowl. But along with the Rams, they have a very talented roster. On the right hash, Bray the hold for a 44-yard attempt. Harrison Butker, who missed only 4 kicks all of last year. It's a line drive, and he drills it. The Chiefs lead 6-0 with 5:58 to go in the game. Well, DSFL rosters, I think from here on out, I will make available because I haven't made the other two available. Now, I did make a video about the rosters that you can find on Chargerdude95, unless YouTube brought it down, because I did use copyrighted music for those. But when it comes to the future, I will definitely have them available. I'd have to scrap into the old files in order to figure out if I do have rosters for them. But as far as now, the answer for upcoming series is a definite yes. Butker approaches and sends it deep down the field, end over end. It's taken at the 5. Here's Austin to the 10. He has a convoy along the left hash and is brought down at the 24-yard line. The Rams led the NFL in scoring, 30 points per game. They were also top 10, torching the league in yards, but they have been held scoreless today. Just a dreadful performance for the Rams offense, but astonishingly, they only trail 6-0. So this is a big opportunity for the Rams to crawl back into the lead here with 5:54 to go in the game. Over 100 more yards for the Chiefs rather, than the Rams. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Goff looks with a 4-man rush and loads it deep, tipped and nearly intercepted. Running back in coverage was Reggie Ragland, the star linebacker from Alabama. That just really staples the point. It would be an amazing college football season if I had a DSFL idea of the college teams. Certainly something to toss around. Kudos to Chargerdude. I believe I got it right that time. Chargerdude. 2nd and 10 from the 24 left hash. Low snap, Goff hands it. Here's Gurley, who slashes left to the 30. He is hit, and he is walloped at the 33, a run of 9 for Gurley. 8 carries, 35 yards, a serviceable performance for the former first-round pick of Georgia, but the Rams are still scoreless. Chiefs 6, Rams 0. This is a very important 3rd down for Los Angeles, as they need less than a yard against this revamped Chiefs defense with Darrelle Revis gone and Kendall Fuller in there. 3rd and 1, off a deep drop. He flips it short, tipped and incomplete. Backing into coverage was Benny Logan, the defensive lineman, and the Rams go 3 and out. Higbee, the tight end, was the intended target. And now the Rams have to bring on the punt unit again. This has been a busy lineup in the game. Los Angeles' punt unit, Hecker, 48 yards per punt last year, along of 70. So he is certainly having a season's worth of work today. Hecker sends it away, a spiraling punt, end over end, and it will be down inside the 5. It bounces to the 3 and will be down for the Chiefs deep in their own end of the field. What a punt. Johnny Hecker, who alongside Dustin Colquitt of the Chiefs, another great punter in the NFL. And that may have something to do with why these two teams made the playoffs last year. So here in this live stream, we're tossing around ideas about what exactly I should do for series in the future. I already have solidified a May Madness, even though I'm taking ideas about how it should be formatted. A fullback dive to Sherman, who's taken down at the line. Aaron Donald, his 2nd tackle for loss today, the star defensive lineman, a former AP Defensive Player of the Year by way of Pittsburgh. And another good idea, tossed around by Chargerdude, Tournament of Champions of the Super Bowl era and even pre-Super Bowl area for both NFL and AFL. And I love that idea, as Hunt is taken down. That is both Mark Barron and Michael Brockers. That, I think, would really go well for the 100th season edition, because this coming year, 2018, will be the 99th year of the NFL. I just think it's perfect timing to add something in for the 100th year. So adding AFL teams such as those old Green Bay Packers, as Hunt takes the handoff, reverses field, and is wrapped up short. Only a 7-yard pickup for Kareem Hunt. And the Chiefs will have to punt. So that is a very intriguing idea to figure things out. The Rams, there may be a St. Louis team in there. There may be an old LA Rams in there with Eric Dickerson. So that is certainly an interesting deal. Gavin, as far as that's concerned, as far as rosters, my theory or my big, as Colquitt sends it deep, end over end, what a punt. Fair catch made at the 44 by Tavon Austin. That is a listed punt of 48, no return, as the Rams have good starting field position and they trail 6-0, 3:43 to go in the game. The DSFL rosters that I made throughout the last couple seasons, those were all made by myself, and part of the roster makeup and the attributes is almost personal opinion, because not everybody thinks that Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. I do. Goff a low snap. He looks, he's pressured, he rolls to his right. He'll tuck it and run across the 50 and calls his own number to the 47 of Kansas City. A run of 9 for Jared Goff, the quarterback from Cal. Not everyone believes that Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, or you can go to some of the old teams throughout the NFL. Not everyone thinks that Mike Singletary was as great a linebacker as he was put out to be. How about a Jerry Rice, who is the NFL leader in receiving yards still? A rollout left, Goff hit as he throws. It's caught by Kupp over the middle, and down he goes to the 30. The tackle by Kenneth Acker, the 4-year corner from SMU, as Los Angeles, they are knocking on the door here. Rams have a 1st and 10 at the 30. It has been a dismal performance today for the LA Ram offense, but they still have a chance to even take the lead on this possession. From the 30, early movement and a false start on the Ram offense. That may be Andrew Whitworth, the star left tackle by way of Cincinnati a few years ago. And indeed, that appears to be the case. It's a 1st and 15 after the false start penalty. Very few penalties today called. However, we have seen turnovers, we have seen a plethora of offensive miscues, and also a game littered with punts. Now, the Chiefs do lead 6-0. As far as last season goes, these teams averaged 30 and 26 points a game respectively, and go figure, the offenses are struggling today. 1st and 15 on the left hash. Goff, the helmet high snap. He looks, he flips it over the middle, and out throws the slant left side. It's incomplete. 70 yards passing for the day for the Rams, only 126 for the Chiefs, so neither offense doing much today. Again, glad you're aboard. Chargerdude95 live stream. These are the most up-to-date rosters for both the Rams and the Chiefs. It's Steven Nelson you see on the screen right now, but he is joined by cornerback David Amerson and Kendall Fuller, who is traded in favor of Alex Smith. Dump off left, caught by Gurley on a screen with a flag down. He surges to the 22, a run of 13. Andrew Whitworth may be called again here. That's a crushing penalty against the Rams. Andrew Whitworth of Los Angeles.
Still 2nd down.
Looks like the defense may get aggressive here with 2:32 left to go in the ball game. Kansas City 6 and Los Angeles 0. Hard to believe the Rams defense has forced 2 turnovers, and they still, through the Rams led by Goff, have yet to score points. All alone to the left is Gerald Everett, the 2nd-year man from South Alabama. Goff throws over the middle. Here's Cooper, who races to the 30, and is tripped up at the 27. A catch and run of 18 yards for the explosive Vero Cooper, the receiver by way of South Carolina, a 2017 Pro Bowler, as a return man. Rams may be able to get the snap off before the 2-minute warning. They have 2:07 to go here in the 4th with the new up-to-date rosters just updated today. Goff with a draw. Here is Gurley, who gets smoked at the 23. A run of 4 that sends us to the 2-minute warning. An exciting defensive tussle that comes down to the very end. It's been a hotly contested game, rather, as both teams have battled back and forth. But Charizard Ranger, who I've loved to have here on these live streams, and thank you for all the fans who have joined us today here on the Chargerdude95 live stream. 3rd straight penalty by Andrew Whitworth. And now the Rams go backwards off a 4th and 8. Here's one thing that I've noticed about Madden 2018. When a team, Madden wants a tougher time to lose, stuff like this happens. Andrew Whitworth, who they pointed out, is going to commit 3 straight penalties. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen in the NFL, but boy, does that seem very unrealistic where a man gets penalized 3 times in a row on the same series. Goff fires deep. It's tipped and incomplete, and the Rams turn it over. The pass intended for Sammy Watkins. That's David Amerson who makes the play again, and the Chiefs take over on downs. Some pretty cool uniforms here today, as Gavin Hill points out, but more than anything, with the Chiefs 157 away from the win, Kansas City has a football team that is to be reckoned with out of the NFL. And out of the NFL Sim, May Madness 2018, which I'll be debuting in May. A 1st and 10, it's a gut run to Hunt, and he is drilled for a loss by Aaron Donald. And now the Rams use a timeout. It's Donald's 4th tackle of the ball game. Donald in this defense, they're playing like a team that should be winning in this football game. It's a 6-0 lead. Other ideas as we conclude this live stream. How about a playoff bowl? A 3rd-place game for runner-up teams from the AFC and NFC since 2009-2010. Thank you for the comment. Charizard Ranger. At some point I'll get it. Would you mind explaining for me, please? 2nd and 11. I formation. The deep back is Kareem Hunt. They need the 38-yard line to win the game. A straight-in handoff, and that's Aaron Donald again. He's just taking over this drive as the Rams are 1 down away from getting the football back with a 3rd and 10 at the 28-yard line. Mahomes and company, with Kansas City sputtering on offense, have a chance to win the game with a 1st down pickup here. This would be a crushing conversion against the Rams here in Los Angeles. The Rams, who offensively average 30 points a game to lead the NFL, scoreless in this football game. And I promise, the sliders were not put so far defensively. I've changed some of the sliders, which is something I'll disclose as far as the exact details of the sliders when the May Madness begins. But as far as it sits today, the sliders are barely even changed. Harris motions from right to left on the 3rd and 10. It's a handoff to Hunt, and he is just smoked by Aaron Donald. What a hit. And the Rams will get the football back with 1:47 left to go in the ball game. My goodness, what a game that we have brewing here from Los Angeles, California. 1:47 remaining 4th quarter here from beautiful LA. And it's the Rams who will get the football back. Chiefs 6 and the Rams 0. Well, the Pro Bowl, Charizard Ranger. I'm not a big Pro Bowl guy myself, but as far as what exactly the Pro Bowl can become, kind of like the NBA All-Star game, certainly there is some potential as Colquitt sends a deep end over end. And the punt is taken to the 23. Here's Austin, who's stacked up immediately. 50-yard punt, 4-yard return for Austin. The Rams, out of timeouts, have 1:40 left to go in the 4th quarter. Now the Rams have an opportunity to win the game with a touchdown as they trail 6-0. These are the new Rams, folks. The Rams who traded away to acquire Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib, a bunch of draft picks, and then they traded away Robert Quinn and Alec Ogletree, but the Rams offense has a chance. Deep drop for Goff. He dumps it off. It's incomplete. Knocked away from Todd Gurley. That was Derek Johnson who ripped it loose. Chiefs with a 6-0 lead, and 2 teams, some of the youngest in the NFL last year, who are poised for a big playoff run in the NFL Sim March Madness, which I will debut, a cool series that simulates all the teams as the rosters will stand for this coming year with all the different trades and free agency and draft and all that good stuff in May. Here's Goff on a 2nd and 10. He shoots it deep down the field, intercepted by Kendall Fuller, and the Chiefs are going to win the game. Kendall Fuller and the Chiefs defense, they pitched an absolute clinic today as Goff and the Rams are shut out here at home. That was just a disheartening way to lose for the Rams, as Jared Goff was a mistake-prone quarterback a majority of the second half, and he makes one more big gaffe here, and the Chiefs are on their way to a win. Two tight ends. All they need to do is hold on to the football. 1st and 10, a gut run. Here's Hunt. He finds a seam to the 50 and motors to the 46. Insult to injury. Hunt rips off a first down before Donald makes the tackle. His 5th of the ball game, and he has 2 of those for loss. Aaron Donald played good enough for the Rams to win, but Kansas City did just enough on defense to force the shutout. As far as folks who don't know Kendall Joseph, he was traded, he was brought in by way of the trade that got rid of Alex Smith. A knee by Patrick Mahomes, the new quarterback of the Chiefs. And now the Chiefs just have to knee it one more time. So thank you for joining us today on the Madden 18 live stream. I mentioned yesterday I would wait a whole week to do a live stream. Now I believe I might be doing more, but that remains to be seen. That's it for this weekend, though, I can assure you that. As the Chiefs, with a 6-0 lead, have won the football game with a game-winning interception by way of Kendall Fuller. This was how the two rosters, as it stands right now, with all the big trades of Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib to the Chiefs, and Kendall Fuller to the Rams, or I'm sorry, vice versa. Kendall Fuller to the Chiefs, the Rams acquiring Marcus Peters and also Aqib Talib. It's the Chiefs who win the game 6-0. We know these defenses are better with all these star cornerbacks, but who would have thought they'd be this good? As Kansas City wins it in Los Angeles, a game where the Rams had 9 yards of offense at the half, and Kansas City, who I believe will yet again win the AFC West. They are one of the best teams in the AFC, in fact, alongside of Pittsburgh and in New England. I think the Steelers may go to the Super Bowl this year. Make sure to stay tuned, as I'll make a series that determines that for the 2018 playoffs in May Madness. But the Chiefs, as you see the yardage here, they win it by the final score of 6-0. I'm doing more video, folks. This is not the end of Chargerdude95, as the Chiefs win this game and this live stream 6-0. So let's take a look at what the Chiefs will look like this coming year. Patrick Mahomes, he may not be Alex Smith. They certainly drop off in the quarterback department for this coming year. But 13 of 20, 143 yards, that's not half bad. He did have a great defense to help him out today, where Jared Goff, he improved his sophomore year, and I think the Rams may falter a little bit on offense for this coming year, as they're riding on so much emotion. And this probably is not indicative of exactly how bad they'll become. But Goff, 10 of 20, 110 yards, 2 interceptions, and a good game. But the Rams fall short. Let's look at that defense. Aaron Donald, he's a stud. We all know this for the LA Rams. But today, we didn't hear much of the other big Rams. Aqib Talib, he made 3 tackles, but didn't do a whole lot in terms of the defensive efforts. Let's look a little farther down. The other big acquisition they received by way of trade, Jermaine Johnson, he's probably out the door, but not yet. Marcus Peters, 1 tackle. He did next to nothing on the defensive end today. He did have 1 pass deflection. So this should be an exciting season. More live streams to come as we see the way this game today. 2 field goals by Buckner. Who would have believed that that would have been the big score in today's game between the Chiefs and the Rams? Both defenses got better by way of trades. Kendall Fuller, 2 interceptions for the Chiefs. The Rams with big plays made by their defense alongside Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib, who I put into this live stream. One last time, the final score in this football game from Los Angeles, the Chiefs 6 and the Rams 0. Have a good weekend, everybody. More Chargerdude95 to come, including a big season simulation of 2018 on the other side in May.